During executive session, there were no motions made, no votes were taken. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
To the contract? No, go ahead.
No, fine. I make a motion that we offer Chief McCarthy the contract as has been negotiated.
I second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? We pass the contract to Chief McCarthy and ask if he is accepting of that.
We have room for negotiation. Yes, I have been advised that the only changes are in the term, and I will read through it, and I guess who has to sign it?
I believe all of us.
All of us, okay. All right. Yes, I will accept the contract.
Okay, so Chief, if you'll sign the contract, and then we will sign it as well.
Two copies?
Yes, 2 copies. One more copy.
And our pen, John.
Yes, of course.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
So now, I don't know whether we have a motion to adjourn and then answer questions. Is that, I would imagine it's
We have no other
okay.
business, right?
Pardon me?
We have
We have no other business to
so
come before
motion to
the
adjourn.
Board of Fire Commissioners, so
Motion to
it is
adjourn.
14:20, a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, we're adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you.
How long is the contract, the new contract?
1 year,
1 year, so it expires,
May 2nd of 2016.
so through May 1st?
Yeah,
Okay.
I believe that's what it says, right?
Changes in salary, vacation,
No,
benefits?
no other substantive changes other than that. Of course, during the next year, we can revisit any aspect of the contract that we wish.
How many sessions, executive sessions were involved in reaching this decision?
I'm not sure. You'd have to go on the city website, but I think 6 or 7.
6.
Probably 6 or
Thank you.
7.
Thank you.
Chief, do you recall 6 or 7 executive
I'd
sessions?
have to go back and
Yeah.
check. There were 3 that were scheduled, and I believe we had 3, 1 a month from
Right.
February, March, April.
Yeah.
And then I think we had 2 or 3 beyond that, so no more than 6.
Yeah.
And
Plus
Chief,
this one.
Chief, what's your reaction?
I'm very pleased. I am very proud of the Newark Fire Department first, and my contributions to the mission of the fire department, and the deliberations that the commission has undergone to reach this decision. It has been a fair process. Although public and on the one side that we were conducting this review, but very private in that they weren't at liberty, and certainly as a department head, I have had that experience where employees have reviews or there's a disciplinary action, and the public is not entitled to that level of detail. So I appreciate the fact that it would have been easier at some points to be more public in the process, but it wouldn't have been proper. So I appreciate how I've been treated by the commission. Certainly in the private deliberations, we all have been very honest in this room and at the fire department, and very frank with each other. And I think that leads to a good result.
Well, I'm sorry, go right ahead.
Could you speak, following the January meeting, you said there were some concerns. Could you speak briefly to those concerns and how they've been addressed since then?
Well, there were several concerns, and I don't think it's proper for us to go into any great detail. Suffice it to say that I know a lot of the issue was about the demographic makeup of the fire department. That was not the only issue that we've discussed. We've discussed several things, but we, as the chief said, we had some very open and frank discussions. The commission brought some concerns to the chief's attention. We've put in some thoughts and ideas that going forward can only make things better. And I think we're very pleased with what we have been able to do and been able to accomplish. And I want to thank the commissioners and the chief. They put in a lot of time, a lot of energy, and our main goal was just to make sure that our fire department is going to continue to operate with the highest level of efficiency and the highest degree of professionalism. And I think we've reached that plateau.
And the outcome of those discussions now, do the results actually work their way into the contract?
Not sure I totally understand. Oh, you mean as far as verbalizing? No. One thing that we have discussed, because to my knowledge, I know there are department heads that don't receive performance evaluations. Well, I think the chief just received a performance evaluation, probably
Fairly thorough.
more so than anybody else has ever done. But the police chief and the fire chief and other department heads that don't have performance evaluations, that's one thing that we're committed to making sure happens. To make sure people are held accountable. That it's very easy as you're working through a very, very busy time, and things do get. The chief is certainly busy. I'm certainly busy. The commissioners are busy, to kind of just allow things to move forward without sitting down and having the difficult conversations you need to have, or the discussions and dialogue that you need to have to make sure that you're all on the same page and that things are moving in the direction that you want it to. And we recognize it's not the commission that runs the fire department, it's the chief. We recognize that. We recognize that he runs that in partnership with all of his employees, his union, his upper echelon, and but it's our job as commissioners to just keep in the loop and make sure that we're aware of what's going on and how things are moving forward.
Chief, did you seek a contract greater than 1 year? What was your?
I sought continued employment with the city as its fire chief, and I think that the opportunity presents itself that there may be longevity in my employment here. But I think that this is we've reached an understanding in between myself and the commission, and I don't think anything here precludes me being employed beyond 1 year.
What happens then in next May?
Well, we're going to be, again, evaluating the process and having discussions with the chief and about the things that we've discussed in executive session. Again, I want to make people very comfortable that there were no significant burning issues that drove the commission into any significant level of concern. We felt that the fire department is highly professional. Mm-hmm. We felt that the chief is an excellent chief. We felt that there are things that we needed to see happen that will make things better. The chief mentioned that there were some things that we discussed that he could have done better. Well, there's always things that people do that they can do better. So having these dialogues now helps us come to some sort of a concession or a concurrence as to what those things are and how we can move forward and make the department even better than it already is.
You said there are department heads that don't receive reviews?
Yes.
That's because they're not supposed to, or because they just haven't gotten around to it?
Well, I think it's a combination. For instance, we talked about the zoning department. The director of planning and zoning, there's no performance evaluation in place for him because there can't be, because it's not in his contract. With the fire chief and the police chief and DPW, it's a little bit different because it's not in their contract that they have a performance evaluation that I know of. It could be. There could be language that allows us to do it. I just don't think that it's been done with any degree of regularity.